Yo, what's up guys, it's Sam, checking it out here from Rome in Italy, and I wanted to make this video with you guys today to talk to you guys a little bit about the cost of living here in Rome. So I've been talking to you guys a lot about how to budget travel, specifically in South America and Africa, and I wanted to just make this video to first let you guys know that it is very possible to budget travel here in Italy and specifically in Rome. And so before I get started on breaking down all the exact cost for everything, I wanted to share a story with you guys to just kind of put into perspective how this is possible and how you can live cheaply and for an affordable price here in Rome. So I'm staying here at, it's not really a hostel, it's called Roma Camping Village. I'm going to look over back at this little sign. I can't really zoom in, I'm using my laptop for this video, but if you look up plus Roma Camping Village, that'll give you an idea of where I am. And I'm only paying 10 euros a night here at this place. And if you were to book it for, say, a month or longer, they give you a better deal. Okay, and so how it works, you can, if you have the money, you can get your own private room. But since I'm only going to be here for 4 days, I'm actually sharing a room with somebody who's actually an Italian and lives here in Rome. And so this man, his name is Antonio. He's been living here for 7 months. He's actually out at work right now, so I can't introduce you guys to him. But I've been talking to him, and so he only makes usually 5 to 10 euros every single day. Okay, and so obviously that's not enough to live glamorously and have a lot of money here in Italy, but that just kind of puts it into perspective how little you can get by with here in Italy. So like I said, this guy makes 5 to 10 euros a day, and so that money will just go straight to his room. He gets a discounted rate because he lives here for a while, and you can get food for cheap. Anyways, I just wanted to tell that story first things first, right off the bat, to kind of put into perspective how cheap and affordable it can be here in Rome, specifically in Italy. Okay, and so now let's do the basics of living. Let's break down the cost of living so that you get a better example. Okay, and so like I said, so living. Okay, so from my experience looking online and my personal research and what I've seen, if you were to book a place or have an apartment or go to a hotel, if you stay in the city center in Rome or any of the bigger cities in general, you're going to have the prices are going to be a lot higher than they would if you were to stay on the outer edge of the city. So I'm actually out in the northwest part of the town. It's about a 15-minute trek using the public transportation, using the metro and the bus to get to the center of the town to see things like the Roman Colosseum and all of that. I do have a video for all of those things if you're interested right here. Okay, but anyways, like I said, I'm paying 10 euros a night. If you were to stay here for a little while longer than I am, I'm only going to be here for 4 days, you can get a discounted rate. Okay, and so like I said, I know somebody who only makes 5 to 10 euros a day. He lives here, and he eats, and he survives, and he says he has a beer at the end of every day, and I think he also smokes cigarettes. So that gives you an example of how little he can have to survive here in Rome. So if you want to come travel to Rome for a while, this gives you an idea, okay? And so the next thing is food. Okay, so food. This is something that's not very cheap in Rome, okay? So food here is probably very comparable to what I experienced in the United States. So there's these nice big markets, there's the nice restaurants, they even have things like McDonald's, and they have a lot of the Western food that you would find in America here in Italy, and specifically here in Rome. Okay, and so that's one thing. Food is one thing that I've actually been having to spend a little bit more than I expected to or wanted to coming into this. There's been this supermarket that's right across the street from where I am, and so I can get some nice things like a salad or breadsticks. They even have like nice little Italian pizzas that are on the go that don't include meat, for example, that you can get for just a couple euros. Okay, and so the prices for obviously fast food very comparable to what you would have in the United States. There's a dollar menu, and but if I were you guys, and if you wanted to eat on a budget, I would say just go to the markets and see what you can get by with there. Okay, so obviously if you have your own kitchen, if you were to come to this place, the Roma Camping Village, you could technically bring your own fire pit because it is camping. You can bring your tent, and if you have firewood or a fire area, you can potentially make pastas and stuff like that for it very cheap. I didn't do that because I don't want to carry all that stuff around. Okay, so just to give you an example of what it would cost, so estimate, since I'm spending 10 euros a night, I would estimate that you could cut that in about half. So if I were to pay 10 euros a night for 30 days, that would be 300 euros a month. But I know that if you stay here for a little bit longer, it's about half of that. So I know for certain that you could get this place right here for about 150 euros for 1 month. Okay, that's not something I want to do. I actually am on my way over to Croatia, and I just don't want to live here in a camping village for a month. It does have nice things like a shower and a pool and everything, but I just want to go to somewhere else, just kind of here to tour for a little bit. So 150 euros a month living, and then I would honestly, if I were to be here for a while, I would be spending at least 3 to 5 euros per day on food. Okay, and also one nice thing to know about water, the old Roman aqueduct that was built by the ancient Romans is still in operation today. So you can go downtown and they still have fountains with purified water that you can bring a bottle and fill it up with. Okay, but that's the cost of living of Rome in a nutshell. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I do want you guys to know how much it costs to go to places that I go to. Okay, and so last but not least, some people, or most of you watching this, might be curious what it costs to visit things like the Roman Colosseum or the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. And so I actually just got done doing all the major sightseeing. And so at the Roman Colosseum, I believe it was 13 euros to get in. And that also includes the Roman Forum. And so that's something I'm actually on my way over to right now to include in my video that you see over here. Okay. And then lastly, the Vatican. If you want to see the Vatican, that includes the Sistine Chapel. You can get to see that and the museums there for just 13 euros. Okay, so those are the two like bulky things that you'll want to see for certain if you are here. Okay, the rest of it, what I can say is that the internet does give you a pretty good estimate of what you would expect to be able to pay. Just keep in mind, one thing I realized really quickly, a lot of the prices that you see on the internet are actually inflated like twice, 2 times or 3 times for all the tourist attractions like the Colosseum in particular, because there are tour guides, and what they will do is they will charge you up front like twice or 3 times what it would cost for one ticket, just so they can walk you around and show you, hey, this is the Colosseum. I know a little bit about this part of the Colosseum. And honestly, if I were you guys, I would recommend getting the audio guide at all those sites. You can get them for about 5 euros. And it's better than a tour guide, honestly, because they prepared that well in advance, and it has a lot more knowledge and examples and things that you can learn that aren't just off the top of somebody's head. Okay, but in a nutshell, that's what you should expect to pay your cost of living wise here in Rome. So, hope you guys are having a great day, and thanks for watching. Peace.